Mr. Klepek, everything's ready, so you'll be ready to start whenever the time comes.
Thank you.
Do we make any tacos?
Mr. President,
Yes.
I don't want you to think Ms. Williams hacked into our board meeting. She's actually my superintendent intern. So she's kind of shadowing me in these meetings. So don't think she broke in illegally.
Okay. Well, welcome, Ms. Williams.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the Bay City ISD virtual regular board meeting. This is Monday, September 21, 2020, and it is 7 p.m. This meeting is audible to the public at the link provided on the agenda posted for this meeting on YouTube. Pursuant to the Governor Abbott's temporary suspension of open meetings laws issued on March 16, 2020, and consistent with new state and local mandates on public health and social distancing, this regular meeting of the Bay City ISD Board of Trustees will be conducted via Zoom, which will be audible to the board and public at the link provided at the top of this notice, which I just said. A quorum of the Board of Trustees will not be physically present at one location. And for safety reasons, we will not be permitting in-person attendance by members of the public or staff. Everyone from the public had the opportunity to submit comments for review by the Board of Trustees prior to this meeting by email to the Administrative Assistant, Linda Estrada. And I believe we did have one, and that one was forwarded to the board total. This meeting is now called to order. And I'm going to take a voice roll. Klepak here, Cole. Trustee Cole is recovering. Trustee Manning.
Present.
Trustee Nelson.
Here.
Trustee DeWitt. I believe Trustee DeWitt couldn't be with us tonight. Trustee Scardamai.
Here.
Trustee Tenon.
Here.
Okay, that gives us a quorum with 5 trustees in attendance. Ask now for Trustee Manning to give us the invocation.
God, we say thank you this evening. We thank you for being our God, allow us to be your children. We ask God that you would forgive sin in our lives and create within us a clean heart. And God, as we go about the business of making decisions for this district, we ask that you would guard and guide our hearts and our mind so that the beneficiaries of our decision making will be all the students and the staffs of this great district. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Amen. Trustee Tenon, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of
of America,
To the republic
America, for which it stands,
stands
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Item 4, I mentioned about the audience with patrons. Item 5, monthly bond project update. Ms. Walker, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Good evening.
Good evening. All right. Progress to date at Lenny Roberts. The Weber and Jacobs let me know that the chiller has been delivered. Transformer has been set on the transformer pad. They've completed steel erection and detailing metal decking at area C. That was the last area. They're just continuing going around the building at different areas, doing the exterior wall framing, sheathing, roof system, damp proofing, exterior insulation, windows. They're just working towards that next big milestone of having the entire exterior of the building dried in. Inside the building, they're continuing with the interior wall framing, electrical and plumbing rough-ins, ductwork installation. And then I think they're also still waiting on just that permanent power connection with AEP. So there's just kind of more of the same going on, just working their way around the building. I checked in with the high school re-roof project with Rain King, and they said they have about 5 to 6 more days of dry weather work left to do. Sorry. And then the skylights are going to be delivered early October. And that's about it. Does anyone have any questions?
Are we on schedule with Lenny Roberts?
Yes, sir.
And Lenny Roberts is actually a few weeks ahead of schedule right now.
Yes, I haven't. Our OACM meeting today with Weber and Jacobs was rescheduled to later this week. We just weren't sure what the tropical storm path was doing, and so we were just kind of waiting until that weather went through, and that way I can do a better site observation whenever I come down later this week.
So did Rain King take any precautionary measures for the high school roof with this storm coming in?
I'll confirm with them tomorrow, but they should have kind of prepped it for any, I know with the last storm that came through, they prepped it for any, I guess, water tightness to make sure that we wouldn't have any leaks. I'll confirm with them that they did that for this storm as well. I know they've been real good so far about making sure they don't have any completely open areas whenever rain comes through.
They have. I met with them yesterday and I talked to them today, and I've been walking the school to verify the leaks. Some of the issues that we had last week, they worked hard this weekend to get the additional drains installed. So yeah, very precautionary for the rain coming that was here this week.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Are you going to talk about any of the other projects?
Stadium, teeny homes and junior high. I think we're just Junior high and teeny homes, we're just waiting for the closeout documents for the test and balance and commissioning. Those are really the only outstanding items that I'm aware of at this moment. Stadium, again, the test and balance commissioning, the graphic that goes on the ceiling in the varsity locker room, the manufacturer had another delay due to COVID, is what they're telling Weaver and Jacobs. That should be coming in later this month. And then I'll check with Dallas tomorrow on the stretch fabric, when that is expected to be installed. And then also the championship plaque, the manufacturer had COVID related delays. They should be delivered or shipped later this month.
Okay, and the track and field, for lack of a better word, devices, when will those be started on? Will that be after football season? How does track coincide with football season?
Let me text Dallas with Weaver and Jacobs real fast and see if I can get an answer for you.
Dr. Scott, I noticed that we're having some tailgating on the south end of the stadium. I'm assuming when the track items get completed, we'll have to cease that.
Or we'll have to move them, because that's definitely the area where the track and field events equipment will go.
He's writing back. I apologize for the delay.
As long as our internet doesn't go out, we'll be in good shape.
He's taking a very long time to type. I apologize. He said he can start in 3 weeks or wait until football season is over. So it is not a construction zone. So it's I guess if y'all have a preference for one way or the other, just let us know.
I'd say we'd leave that up to Dr. Scott and
Okay.
administration.
Yeah, we probably wait, because we don't want any construction going on that end during football season.
Okay.
So after the last home game, we can get started that very next day or the very next week.
All right. I will let him know. Okay.
I had another question, but I forgot what it was. So anybody else have any questions for Christine?
Christine, let's have a meeting within the next 2 weeks to get updates and the status on all of the projects, so I can send it to the board before the next board meeting. So
Okay.
let's just see where we are in the next 2 weeks, and you get that information to me, and then I can get it to the board.
Okay. I'll get updates on them this Thursday, and I'll send that over to you Friday morning.
Good deal. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Christine.
You're welcome.
Okay, we'll move into items of business. Item A, closed session consultation with legal counsel regarding findings and agreement for limitation on appraised value of property for school district maintenance and operations taxes with Rome America LLC, number 1483, Texas Government Code sections 551.071, 551.087, and 551.129. We'll be going into closed session at 7:12.
Give me
as
one.
soon as Mr. Murphy gets us in there.
Yes, sir. Give me just 1 second.
Hey, Bob,
Yes.
I just got a text just this second, and then from Oscar Trevino saying that they're running late and they should be done. They're in another meeting in a closed session, and they should be done at 7:30.
Okay. With that said, let's move to item C. Can we just leave that on our screen, Mr. Murphy?
Yes,
The
sir.
breakout room?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll move to item C, preliminary 2019-20 financial accountability rating for the 2018-19 school year. Mr. Johnson. Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Looks like they went into the closed session. I just sent them a message to come on out of the room.
Do I need to push later, Mr. Murphy?
Yes, sir, you can. Okay,
Is everybody back? Is everybody back in open session?
I believe so, yes, sir.
Did everybody hear me announce item C?
No, okay. We received the, okay, I should go ahead and start. We received the preliminary 2019-2020 financial accounting rating for 2018-19 school year. In other words, we've received our preliminary latest school first rating, and the rating is superior, or A. So we wanted to inform that to you people. And next month, we should have the report, the required final report from the TEA. But I wanted to let you know that we have a superior rating for this year, and very excited about it. So this is basically a report.
Just want to say congratulations to Rick and his team and to the entire team for achieving this superior rating. Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rick, and everyone. Move to item D, presentation of district improvement plan, goals, objectives, and House Bill 3 goal. Ms. Moya, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Board members, on your screen, you should see our presentation for Early Childhood Literacy Board Outcomes Goals. We met on September 1st in a workshop session with Mr. Tony Williams from Region 3, where he did Team of 8 training, discussed the accountability system, and also discussed House Bill 3 goals and requirements. At that time, I presented a draft to you, and the board gave me directive that we wanted to raise those goals. You will see on this handout, the commissioners targets are highlighted in yellow. And you will see over the 4 years, starting 2020 to 2024, for all groups, all subgroups, we have actually raised those targets above the commissioner's 2024 targets, according to your input and feedback I received on September 1st. So any area that you see highlighted green here will show you where we will be actually above the commissioner's 2024 targets, what year we will actually achieve that for each subgroup. And then the white line below the commissioner's 2024 targets indicates how far above we are anticipating setting our stretch goals so that we are above the 2024 targets. And this goal specifically is for early childhood literacy, which is grade 3. So Ms. Haig and I met based on your feedback and raised those goals to be more of a stretch for each.
Listen, can I call you back? Eddie's in the middle of a school board meeting on Zoom and I'm having to help him get organized.
Do you have any questions about this goal? Any of the board members?
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay.
So one thing that I'd like to share at this point is, and thank the board for their feedback during the trustees during the workshop, is that these goals have, as to Lisa's point, they're stretch goals, but they've been increased significantly above what the state expected. So now with that being the case, that means that we're going to have to do things differently, significantly different, instructionally as well. So we're going to go back, definitely look at the PD that we're offering. But in order for us to achieve the green areas and the goals that we have that we're presenting to you today, we're going to have to fundamentally change how we've been educating kids in our school district. And I will say those types of changes aren't always necessarily easy, but for us to achieve these things and for us to have meaningful progress, and not only for student outcomes and student learning, but then for us to continue to be competitive academically, then we're going to have to do some things differently. And I think that's a good thing.
Okay, next I will show you the math goals for 3rd grade math. And again, you will see the yellow line was the commissioner's 2024 targets that we discussed on September 1st. And you will see, if you look at those 4 years, have again stretched our goal each year to actually exceed the commissioner's targets. On the bottom white line, you'll be able to see how far above the state target we will be if we meet those indicators. And again, as Mr. Manning and several board members said, we want to move closer to actually closing that achievement gap. Okay. Any questions about the math goal before I go on? Okay, next I'm going to share the college and career military readiness goal. And actually, I'm very happy to share with you that we are actually already exceeding this commissioner's 2024 targets. If you see the yellow line, the target for 2024 was 47%. And at our last calculation, we were at 64%, achieving a CCMR. In all subgroups, we are already above the state average, but of course, we want to continue to grow. And so in working with Ms. Reyes, we have set that target at 90% across all subgroups. And then in the white, you will see exactly how far above the commissioner's target that will be. So this is definitely something that Bay City ISD should be extremely proud of, that we are graduating our students to be college and career military ready.
Just want to congratulate Ms. Reyes and her team over at the high school for their continuous progress that they're making, and also for setting these challenging goals as well.
Absolutely. And along with our training last time, we discussed with Mr. Williams that there would be a monitoring calendar that goes with these goals. And you will see that I've shared that here. We will come back to you periodically throughout the year. This tells you exactly what we'll be doing. And we talked about the things that we're implementing, such as Reading Academy, a new math program. As we measure our progress throughout the year with screenings and with benchmarks, we'll be coming back to you periodically, probably in February and June, to update you on our progress and toward those goals. Do you have any questions about those things? Okay, and so the next part of my presentation will be the district improvement plan. Dr. Scott and I met this week to discuss this, to go over it extensively. And what you will see is that we have embedded in our new mission statement and our vision statement all of the work that the school board and stakeholder groups did in the Engage to Learn process last year. This mission statement comes directly from the strategic plan that was developed by those stakeholders, as well as the vision. Additionally, you'll see the core beliefs in your board book, and I'll try to pull it up here. Core beliefs also come directly from that strategic plan. And then we aligned our district improvement plan goals to go with that strategic plan. So you will see goal 1, we will engage parents and community members by providing opportunities for developing positive relationships in academic and non-academic settings. And then our first performance objective also comes from that strategic plan, in that we're going to be working on a comprehensive communication system to communicate with all parents. Goal 2 also comes from that strategic plan, in that we'll develop a systematic approach that builds relationships between students, staff, and parents through a collaborative effort to accomplish our call to action. And the year 1 performance objective that we chose from the Engage to Learn plan was that we will create a needs assessment to identify gaps in building collaborative relationships. Goal 3 also comes directly from the plan. I apologize, y'all. I'm having, there we go. Whoops. Here we go. We will establish positive school classroom culture by continuously teaching and modeling respect among all students, personnel, and community. And actually, the year 1 objective we chose was creating a behavior management system that will be used consistently at every school. We've already started that work. We're working with consultants from Region 13. All of our teachers have been trained in the CHAMPS training. And Region 13 is continuing to work with them every month to do coaching and consulting and help them with that. Then you'll see as we move on to goal 4, we actually took on 2 objectives here. Our goal is to integrate the most up-to-date technology district-wide to enhance student development, growth, and learning. Performance objective 1, we actually have already met. We have achieved becoming a 1-to-1 district, PK through 12. And so we also took on another year 1 objective, which will be implementing professional continuous online training program for all staff to ensure the effective integration of technology. Goal 5 comes again from the strategic plan, integrating instructional practices that develop learning environments that are applicable to real-world experiences. I will tell you that Dr. Scott and I had to carefully discuss this goal because a lot of the objectives that the strategic design team outlined involved visits in the community and field experiences. And just knowing the situation we're in with COVID right now, some of those will not be possible this year. But what we did take on was performance objective 1, which will be increasing the number of students who graduate with CCMR readiness. increasing the number of third graders achieving the MEETS level on STAR reading and math, and increasing the percentage of students demonstrating MEETS level of achievement in STAR subject areas. So this is also where those House Bill 3 goals are embedded into this objective. Goal 6 talks about recruiting, attracting, retaining, and training diverse, high-quality staff. And so the performance objective that we chose to work on this year and that we felt was foundational to all else will be creating a comprehensive plan to recruit staff. And then, of course, we're always increasing professional growth opportunities for all staff. So I'm very happy to say that all of our DIP goals and objectives will directly align to the strategic plan and all of the hard work that those stakeholders did last year in formulating that plan. Do you have any questions that I can answer for you at this time? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Moya. A lot of work went into all of that, and we appreciate everything that the strategic team did, and also administration in putting that together. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to go to E. That's approval of district improvement plan, goals, objectives, and House Bill 3. Is there a motion to approve the district improvement plan?
I'll make a motion. We approve the district improvement plan.
Motion been made by Trustee Scardamai. Is there a second to his motion?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Trustee Tenon. Is there any other discussion? We'll take a voice vote. Klepak, yes. Cole is absent. Manning?
Yes.
Nelson?
Yes.
DeWitt is absent. Scardamai?
Yes.
Tenon?
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes by a vote of 5-0. Rick, have you heard from Oscar yet?
I've not heard from him yet. I'll go ahead and he's going to text me when he's ready, but I've not heard. So I'm
Okay,
looking.
we'll go ahead and move to item F, public hearing to discuss budget and proposed tax rate. So we will now go into a public hearing at 7:30.
Sure. And then
That one right there. And now they can see what you're talking about.
okay, can you all see the public meeting September 21st, 2020 on your screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. This is a required public meeting on the date that we adopt the tax rate. Then we're required to do a public meeting on the adopted budget that we adopted in June of this year for 2020-21. On June 15th, 2020, Bay City ISD Board of Trustees adopted the 2021 budget, which included a raise for all employees. And on July 22nd, Bay City ISD received the 2020 appraisal roll information from the Matagorda County Appraisal District. The net taxable value for M&O is $1,459,850,864, which is an increase of $83,690,000. And the net taxable value for INS, which is the taxes used to pay our bonded debt, the value is $1,598,092,354, otherwise known as an increase of $166,001,259. And August 14th, we received from the Matagorda County Tax Assessor Collector 2020 voter approval tax rate from them of $1.43140. And August 17th, the Board of Trustees proposed the 2020-21 tax rate of M&O of 94.250 cents and for INS of 48.890 for a total of proposed tax rate of $1.43.140. And then today, the Board of Trustees will be asked to adopt the 2021 M&O tax rate, which is 11.115 cents less than the 2019-20 M&O tax rate. This tax rate is all as a result of the HB3, which is adopted by the Texas legislature. And the INS tax rate, which is for payment of our bonded debt, is just basically the same, but a 0.00524 cents greater than the 2019-20 rate. The total tax rate will be 10.591 cents less than last year's tax rate. And this is a comparison. 2019-20 M&O rate was $1.5365, and and the INS rate was 48.366 for a total of tax rate for last year of $1.53731. This year, we're proposing you adopt a 94.250 M&O rate and an INS rate of 48.890 for a total tax rate as $1.43.140. And the certified values again were M&O is 1,459,850,864, and for INS 1,598,092,354, with freeze taxable being 128,868,505. Over 65 estimated actual tax is $1,186,100. This year's tax rate does not exceed the no new revenue tax rate of $1.5991. Then let's see. I'm going to go over the budget that you adopted in June of this year for 2020-21. Let me see. Okay. The adopted tax rate, the adopted budget was on June 15, 2020, of which the total revenue, $37,701,181, and the expenditure budget was adopted by function, of which the total adopted expenditure budget is $38,522,491, of which there was a difference. We adopted a deficit budget of $821,310. Now this also is posted on our required to, and it is posted currently on our website. And this is the budget that y'all adopted by function 11, all the way through function 71 in appraisal district. The total operating budget that was adopted was $38,522,591. And the interest in sinking debt service function 71 used to pay the bonded debt $7,211,500. So the total expenditure budget was $45,733,991. And then this is the revenue side of the budget that was adopted at that point, where we break out the property taxes, and at the total adopted revenue is $37,701,181, and the expenditures again was $38,522,591, of which we adopted a deficit budget of $821,310. Now, also the interest in sinking revenue, we started out with a projected fund balance of $2,375,000. That's the fund balance for 2019-20 year ending June 30th. And with the projected deficit of $301,000, the projected fund balance in 2020-21 was $2,074,000. That's what we predicted to be at the end of this year. And also at that time, we were required to adopt the food service budget, of which the total food service budget for expenditures was $2,300,000, $364,648. And the revenue is $2,409,150 for a surplus projected at the end of this year, 2021, of 44,502, of which will increase the fund balance to 254,502. It's an awful lot of figures. So, and also this is what was posted in the paper announcing this meeting, and it shows the maintenance and tax rate of 94 cents, and INS tax rate of a little over 49 cents, and the pertinent information here as far as the appraised value of all property and things such as that. And the projected M&O fund balance for the end of this next year is 11,700,000, with interest and sinking fund balance of being 2,500,000. That's the projection for going forward. Are there any questions about this information that I've just presented? Okay, then we can go to the next item. Okay, so then we can go to the next item, Mr. Klepak, which is the
Okay, if there are you talking about on approval?
yes, sir.
Okay, there aren't any other questions for Mr. Johnson. We're going to close the public hearing at 7:39. And then we'll move to item G, approval of 2020-2021 tax rate. You have anything else you want to add to that, Mr. Johnson?
No, sir. I can bring it up though on the screen. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, this is the ordinance setting tax rate, which we give to the tax assessor collector in the morning, in which will say that if approved, then what our maintenance and operation tax rate and our INS tax rate is for 2021 year. So that's what you're approving. So at this point, if someone would like to make a motion, then that would be great.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the tax rate.
Motion made by trustee Scardamai. Is there a second to his motion?
I'll second it, Coach Nelson.
Coach Nelson, seconded by Coach Nelson. Any other discussion? We'll take a voice vote. Klepak, yes. Cole is absent. Manning?
Yes.
Nelson?
Yes.
DeWitt is absent. Scardamai?
Yes.
Kennan?
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes 5-0. Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
No, thank y'all. Thank you very much. So stop sharing.
Okay, we'll move, if we haven't heard from Mr. Trevino yet, we'll move to item H. Consider and take possible action on Bobby Head's request to install United States flags on the new Memorial Stadium. I'm sure most all of you know who Mr. Bobby Head is. He does a lot of community service. And if you're familiar with the old stadium, and you'll remember that there were United States flags put up, I don't know, probably 20 feet from each other all along the backside of the stadium. But what he's requesting is to do the same thing at our new stadium. So this is something that I felt like needed to have board approval. So we're here to discuss that tonight and see what the trustees think about it and move from there. Is there any discussion?
Just a quick question. Is he buying them and installing them, or is he just asking that we do it as a district?
No, he has the flags.
Okay.
And he was going to install them. Now, I had a conversation with him 2 or 3 weeks ago, And he was saying that he needed some type of a lift to get up to the backside of the bleachers to drill some holes in the metal part of the structure to mount these flags.
Yeah.
So I don't know where he was planning on drilling the holes. I don't know how large the holes are, etc. One consideration that I have thought about is if we allow him to put these flags up, is there another way to mount them without drilling holes in the metal structure? Say by using maybe a stainless steel worm gear clamp or something of that fashion. What do y'all think?
Once the holes are drilled, I mean, is he going to put some kind of clamp that's going to always be there? I mean, there's not going to be a hole there, correct? I mean, I'm assuming there'll be a clamp there.
There's a couple.
Do you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, there's a lot of things we need to take into consideration. I mean, one, we'll need to get with Weaver and Jacobs, and their structural engineer is going to need to look at that. Secondly, if we drill holes, we need to see what corrosion resistance damage we're doing, because I'm sure that's galvanized and we're not supposed to drill and galvanize. So there's a couple of things we need to look at. But if I can get in contact with the gentleman and look at what he's got, I can verify what we can and can't do. I'm sure we can make a system that'll work, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm having a little trouble with my audio. That's one of the concerns I have is corrosion. We already having a problem at the back of the scoreboard now from where they did the welding and such, and did not put some galvanized paint on that. And it's the same if we start when we start to drill holes. If we don't have anybody out for checks and balances to make sure that we actually put a coating on the inside part of that hole, then we'll start having rusted bleachers in about 3 or 4 years. So if you find a way to watch out for that, yeah, I applaud Mr. Head for doing what he does with that. That's a pretty good tradition.
Is this somewhere we can let them donate the flags and have Weaver and Jacob subs do it? I mean, that way it gets done right. Not that he wouldn't do it right, but I mean, they're, more well-versed in.
I mean, we can do that. There'd be a cost involved.
Yeah.
I'm
good either way.
That's something that our maintenance team should be able to handle. But there's definitely a cost if we're talking about a lift. If we have to get on the backside of that with the lift, we're gonna have to rent an 80-foot JLG lift from United Rental. There's a big cost involved, but please give us the opportunity to look at it and try to cut the cost and let our maintenance team take care of it.
Yeah.
And we'll still coordinate with Weaver and Jacobs to make sure that we're not causing any additional damage or structural problems.
Yeah, I didn't mean not Bay City's maintenance team not being qualified or even that, but if Bobby Head himself just came in and did it, we want to make sure there was some oversight into that, either from our team or Weaver and Jacobs team. So yeah.
Right.
That's my concern, and the liability piece as well, right? I don't know if there's a waiver involved or something like that, but you're working 60, 70 feet in the air, things can happen sometimes, and yeah, we've got to be careful about that type of stuff too.
All right, if someone can ask him to bring one of his flag poles, one of his setups over, we'll coordinate with Weaver and Jacobs and the team and see what we can come up with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for the flag, but I think we need to exhaust all the options without, putting holes in the stadium. There's got to be another way.
I mean, we got a $16 million stadium. It really doesn't have a scratch on it yet. It's like buying a new car. You don't want to do something to it if it doesn't have a dent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right. Well, in that case, we will table that until Mr. Cover gets some additional information.
Thank you.
All right. And as soon as you have that information, let Dr. Scott know, and then we'll get it back on the agenda. Okay.
I mean, it sounds like there's a consensus that we're okay with it. Do we need to even bring that back up? Can we just authorize them to do the best they can or without putting holes in the stadium and make sure it's done properly? Or do we have to bring that back before the board again?
Well, I guess we could do that also.
Well,
Just
I'm
get this
not
taken
comfortable
care of.
saying yes without having specifics. I'm not comfortable saying yes without having specifics. Make sure we have good checks and balances in place. We say yes now, we're paying ourselves in the corner, possibly. To do it, just follow the process the right way.
Okay. So what's the board desire? You want to say something, Dr. Scott?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So if it's a consensus from the board and you all go ahead and approve that the flags can go up at the stadium, then our team will take over and manage the process from there. So Bobby Head won't be managing any of the installation part. From that point on, he'll just provide us with the flags. But the actual the installation, the evaluation, and all those things will come from our team, and then with the assistance of Weaver and Jacobs. I mean that's the administration's commitment to it. So if you all approve that you want the American flag up at the stadium installed, then we'll take over the installation process.
I think that's what I was getting at. So thank you for
Yeah.
saying that in a better way, I guess. But yeah.
I'm good with that. We want to vote on it.
Jerry, does that satisfy you? Thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right. So is there a motion to that effect?
I'll make a motion that we
Yeah, I
hang
move.
flags on the stadium and allow Bay City administration to take over the process of getting them hung.
Motion been made by trustee Tennant. Is there a second to his motion?
I'll second it.
Who was
Coach,
that?
I'll second
Coach
it.
Nelson? Okay, second by Coach Nelson. Is there any other discussion? We'll take a roll call vote. Please pack yes. Cole absent. Manning.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
DeWitt's absent. Scardaby.
Yes.
Tennant.
Yes.
Okay, the motion carries 5-0. Anything for Mr. Trevino yet, Mr. Johnson?
Yes, sir. He said that he's gonna, as soon as I tell him to go, then he'll join the meeting. He's still in the other one, but he's gonna he and Kathy are gonna remove themselves from the other meeting and join our meeting. So we can either do it now or wait till you do the consent agenda. It doesn't make any difference to me whatsoever. But I can ask him to join whenever, at any point now.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and have him join and get that taken care of then.
Okay, I'm gonna text him right now.
So now we'll be going back to item A, closed session, consultation with legal counsel regarding findings and agreement for limitation on appraised value of property for school district maintenance and operations taxes with Rome America LLC, number 1483, Texas Government Code Section 551.071, 551.087, and 551.129. And I'm saying we're going into close at 7:51.
Okay, he hasn't joined yet, so. I texted him to join now, but I have not heard back. I'm gonna go ahead and call him.
Okay. Mr. Murphy,
Yes, sir.
are we still set up for closed?
We will be as soon as they join. I went ahead and closed the room down. That way when they join, I can.
Okay.
I called and he didn't answer the phone.
Okay. Let's do this over again. So we'll skip item A and go to item I. Approval of consent agenda. 1, approval of minutes of previous meeting, A, regular board meeting, August 17, 2020. 2, review of investment policy, CDA local, other revenues, investments. 3, consider resolution approving independent sources of investment, officer training and designation of investment officer. 4, approval of August financial report. 5, approval of the designation of T-tests and T-pass appraisers and appraisal rules calendar for 2020-21. 6, approval of maximum class size exception waiver. 7, approval of interlocal agreement between Bay City ISD and Palacios ISD. 8, first reading approval of board policy update 115, affecting local policies, FMF local, student activities, contests, and competition, DMD local, professional development, professional meetings and visitations, FFG local, student welfare, child abuse and neglect, EI local, academic achievement. 9, second reading approval of board policy update 115, affecting local policies, BF local board policies, DIA local, employee welfare, freedom from discrimination, harassment, and retaliation. FB local, equal educational opportunity, FD local admissions, FEB local attendance accounting, FFH local student welfare, freedom from discrimination, harassment, and retaliation. FNG local student rights and responsibilities, student and parent complaints, grievances, GF local public complaints. And item 10, approval of 4-H adjunct faculty agreement and resolution. Is there any item that any trustee would like removed from the consent agenda? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion been made by trustee Scardamine to approve the consent agenda. Is there a second to his motion?
I'll second it.
Seconded by trustee Tenon. We'll take a voice vote. Clepack, yes. Cole is absent. Manning,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
DeWitt, absent. Scardamine,
Yes.
Tenon.
Yes.
Okay, the vote carries by a vote of 5-0. Go to item J, employment of personnel. Ms. Balkmer.
Yes, good evening. The administration recommends the approval of the election as presented.
Okay, everybody was entitled to see these people on board book. Is there any need to go into closed session? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the employment of personnel?
I'll make a motion to approve the employment of personnel as presented in board book.
Motion been made by trustee Scardamine. Is there a second to his motion?
I'll second it.
Seconded by trustee Manning. Yep, I got it. Manning. All right. Let's take a voice vote. Clepack, yes. Cole, absent. Manning,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
DeWitt absent, Scardemeyer,
Yes.
Tenon.
Yes.
Okay. We've employed these personnel by a vote of 5-0. Welcome everyone to Bay City ISD. And hopefully, Mr. Trevino will be with us.
Yeah, I haven't heard, I've called 3 times and texted 2 more times and hadn't heard a word since he texted me to tell me it would be 10 minutes, which was 25 minutes ago. So I'm not exactly sure what to do next. Let's see.
He's on retainer. We're not paying by the hour here, right?
He's coming on now.
He's coming on now. All right.
Now, how about that? Let me see.
Are you sure, Mr. Johnson?
Well, that's what he texted me. So we should.
Okay, well, I'm going to go back to item A and say this for the 3rd time.
Yes, sir.
We're going to close session, consultation with legal counsel regarding findings and agreement for limitation on appraised value of property for school district maintenance and operations taxes with Rome America LLC, number 1483, Texas Government Code sections 551.071, 551.087, and 551.129. And hopefully,
Yeah, both.
Hey, sorry to interrupt real quick. I got a branch that knocked the power line down and I got sparks flying. I got the firemen coming to the house, so I got to go.
okay, you're
safe.
excused. Take
All
care
right.
of it. Don't
Good
get
luck.
electrocuted.
My
Wow.
goodness.
7:59.
Yep.
Hello, Oscar. We're trying to get into a closed session here.
Yes, sir. Thank you for waiting on us. We just got off another meeting.
Hey, you're
Kathy
worth
should be
waiting
joining us.
on, okay? Can everybody hear me?
I can.
Yes.
Okay, we're back into open session at 8:11. After discussion in closed session, is there a motion to be made?
Bob will make a motion to approve the findings and agreement for limitation on appraised value of a property for school district maintenance and operations taxes with Rome America LLC number 1483.
Motion been made by trustee Scardama. Is there a second to his motion?
Coach Nelson, I second it.
Seconded by Coach Nelson. Take a voice vote. Clepak, yes. Cole is absent. Manning,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
DeWitt's absent. Scardama,
Yes.
and Tenen had to leave, so the motion passes by a vote of 4-0. Looks like we're down to the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. In your board book, you'll find the statements from the construction projects from Claycomb and Associates. I want to thank trustees for attending the Region 3 Virtual School Board Conference on August the 26th, 2020. We also have a virtual TASB convention coming up September the 30th, 2020 through October 2nd, 2020. This will be our first virtual TASB meeting. So we'll just have to see how that engagement goes. Had a pretty good time at the Region 3 virtual conference myself personally. So hopefully we'll have the same results with the TASB. Also in your board book, you will find the resignations for since the last board meeting. And just to keep it brief, because I know we're all in the midst of this tropical storm, is that we just want to stay prayerful and keep our folks on the coast in our thoughts and prayers, and anybody in line or in the scope of the storm that's actually coming. I will tell you, we close school on tomorrow out of an abundance of caution. There were reports of high winds and rain and some possible tornadoes. So I would just tell you, as Trustee Tenen is out trying to get a branch off of the electrical line at his house, just everybody just stay indoors and be safe. And I look forward to seeing everyone, students, teachers, employees, and everyone else back on Wednesday once this storm passes. With that, Mr. President, that concludes my comments for this evening.
Thank you and administration for doing a great job with our in-person and virtual school that we have going now. Seems like everything is going well. And we also appreciate the responsibility that you all have in making these tough decisions, like closing school today and tomorrow. So thank y'all for everything that you do.
Yes, sir.
With that said, is there anything else for Dr. Scott? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to
Yeah, I'll
adjourn.
make a motion that we adjourn.
Okay, well, Trustee Scardama made the motion. Trustee Manning, do you want to second it?
Sure.
All right. Take a
About
voice
1,000
vote,
tonight.
Clepak, yes. Cole, absent. Manning,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
DeWitt's absent. Scardama.
Jerry, I did wait about 10 seconds, and yes, Bob.
Okay, so by a vote of 4-0, we are adjourned at 8:15.
Thank you.
Be careful, everybody. Thank you very much.